Hey, Taylor Made Real Estate Easy here, and today we are discussing a 203K. And so I have an agenda here so I can stay on topic. If you know me, you know it's difficult for me to stay on topic, but a 203K is by far my favorite loan product on earth. And a little bit about myself. My name is Tayla Andre. I go by Taylor Made Real Estate Easy because I think it is important for people to have all of the information prior to making decisions. And so informed decisions is something that I stand on. And I welcome you to share this information with your friends, your family, anyone who is looking to build their dream home, 2, having difficulty finding their dream home, or 3, currently a homeowner but looking for something more. I think that this product is for everyone, and I don't think enough people know about this product in order to make informed decisions to choose better and differently for them, for their lives. And so my name is Tayla Andre. I'm a real estate agent located in Massachusetts, but I'm also licensed in Rhode Island and Georgia. I have helped hundreds of clients purchase, sell, rent their homes, and I'm also an investor myself. And so I got into real estate because I was looking for answers and didn't quite understand what gentrification was. And so I wanted to get a better understanding of, you know, like, what is this thing that everyone keeps talking about, and did not understand it until I actually got into real estate. Well, a fun fact that many people don't know is when I turned 18, I went to get my real estate license, and I failed the test. And I didn't have a mentor at that time to tell me, Taylor, go take it again. Like, it's not about whether or not you passed, it's about can you pass. And I knew the information, but I didn't test well. And so I went through my adult life, and now this question about gentrification brought real estate back up to the forefront. Went and took the test, failed again. This time I had a mentor that was like, what does that mean? Take it again. People like take the bar 6, 7 times. Take it again. I did. I passed. I'm a real estate agent and have been for over 8 years, and love what I do. Love helping people, love educating, and overall love real estate. And so today we'll be discussing potential home loan options, being the 203K FHA product. And so the introduction into a 203K is a 203K is a loan product that allows you to build your dream home. What does that mean? So you're pre-approved for $1 million. Let's keep it easy, simple numbers. You're pre-approved for $1 million. You've been looking out in this area and you can't find anything that is what you're looking for. You're looking for a 4-bedroom, a 5-bathroom, 3-car garage with the best school system, but all you're finding is properties that cost like 1.3, 1.4 million dollars that fit this criteria that you're looking for. And so do you know how many properties are currently on the market that are below value, that are looking for investors to come and scoop it up? And it's not going to pass the FHA inspection because it has peeling paint, loose shutters, and low power mode. And the railings are loose. And so, yes, Prince. When is Daddy coming? I don't know. You call him. Give me 25 minutes. Okay. And so 203Ks, you have the ability to be able to use what you're pre-approved for, purchase a property less than what your approval is for, and use the difference to build out your loan. And so one of the most amazing things that I don't think enough people are aware of is how this can affect your everything. And so with a 203K, you are able to, let me talk about the old 203K because there's some new things rolling out that are really exciting, but let's talk about the current 203K. Currently, you have a 203K simple, which is anything that is $35,000 and under. So let's say, for example, yes, the railing is loose and the paint is peeling, and it's going to cost $15,000 for us to be able to paint the exterior of the home and to fix all of the railings inside, outside of the home is going to be $2,000. And so with that $2,000 plus the $15,000 to do the entire exterior, and let's say the CGI isn't working in the kitchen, or there is no CGI, aka like that button you press when the blow dryer goes out, or the button you press when the iron and the microwave are going at the same time and the power goes out. We had these problems back in the day. We don't see these problems too much today, but nonetheless, that is one of the features that you will want to have in the bathroom and want to have in the kitchen. So that way you're not going downstairs turning on and off breakers. Some homes that were built here in Massachusetts 100 years ago don't have that feature. That's something you want to add. That's an additional $3,500. So we're all in $20,000 at this point. You're able to up to $35,000. Go ahead, get you a contractor and say, listen, these are the things that I want to fix. Can you help? Of course I can. Let's draw up the documents. Let's come to a conclusion and let's put it on paper. That is $35,000. These are current numbers. I'm going to give you the updated ones in a minute. You have up to 6 months to complete the work in total, 15 days that you're not living in the home in total, and you don't need a HUD consultant to walk you through process. Having a HUD consultant also means having to pay someone to hold contractors accountable, paying somebody to help you and hold your hand and walk you through process. And when it's under 35,000, that's not necessary. It's not mandatory for you to have. And one of the awesome things about a 203K is that you can also roll in 6 months worth of your mortgage into the loan. So for 6 months while you're making these renovations, you're not paying a mortgage. You're not paying. Like, and so let me give you the updated numbers, baby, because this is what's coming on November 4th, and I am so excited for November 4th. So on November 4th, a 203K simple, which used to be $35,000, will now be up to $75,000. With that $75,000, you still do not need to pay a HUD consultant to hold your hand, walk you through process. You do not, you have up to 9 months versus 6 months to be able to complete the work at hand. And you don't have to live in the property for up to 30 days. In addition to all of those amazing things, you don't have to pay a mortgage for up to 9 months because you can roll it into your loan for your 203K when the work is complete. That's a 203K simple, up to $75,000 after November 2nd and November 4th. A 203K standard, which is up to however much you need. It's up to $1 million that you're able to make renovations that are necessary or needed or wanted. And it's nationwide. This is not a Massachusetts product. This is not a New England product. This is a nationwide federal FHA loan product. With the updated numbers for November, you have up to 1 year, 12 months that you do not have to pay a mortgage payment because it's rolled into your 203K. You do not have to pay your HUD consultant because it's rolled into your mortgage, which is rolled into your 203K. You do not have to live in the house for the time that you are renovating this home. And so there is no reason why, you know, if you're looking for customization, if you're looking for something that's specialty, if you're looking to have like an au pair or a parental suite, this is perfect for you. And you can use a 203K for a single, a multi family. And so what questions do you have? Because I could talk all day, but what questions do you have about this 203K? Once upon a time, you had to pay your HUD consultant. For example, I just had a client in a 203K, had to pay the HUD consultant $1,200. But it's based on the square footage of the home. Had to pay $1,200 for the HUD consultant to come out, and they consult. They help hold the contractor accountable. They help you, especially if you've never, like, Taylor, I don't know what this looks like. It's like a project manager that kind of holds your hands and walks you through the process and teaches you all that you need to know about this process and what the contractor is doing and what you should be looking for. You're paying them for a reason. You're paying them for a service. And so, yes, they're accessible and they're available to you to answer any and all of your questions. Use them. Use them. The reason why a 203K for me is by far one of the best products ever is because you can purchase a home in one of the higher zip codes and buy the ugliest house for the cheapest amount of money and be able to bring your pre-approval in and say, you know what, we have $300,000. We can do whatever we want to this house. And it doesn't even have to be $300,000. You could be purchasing a two-family for $800,000. You still have $200,000 to do what you want. And whether that do what you want is putting in a new kitchen, expanding the primary suite, adding a bathroom to the primary suite. Many of the New England homes with basements have, it's a ground dirt. Many of them have trees in the basement. Listen, if there's a tree in the basement, buy the house. I'm that agent. Buy the house, because if that house is still standing 200 years later with a tree in the basement, that house isn't going anywhere, Auntie M. Okay, tornado or not, it's staying put. And those houses are some of the best houses because you're not going to hear your neighbors, the people in the house, opening and closing doors. You're not going to hear when somebody turns on the light. But today, new construction, that's all you hear. And so with a 203K, you get a new construction property with old construction materials. Now, granted, the updated material that you use are going to be old, but you can definitely repurpose a lot of what's going on in the house already. And so if you see that beautiful house that has the hardwood floors, but the hardwood floors are trash and need to have work done to them, perfect. You can do a 203K on that. You can use it as long as you have room in your pre-approval, you can 203K whatever you want. If you're pre-approved for $500,000 and you find a house for $300,000, you can 203K your way into that home. If you find a house, you're pre-approved for $500,000, you find a house for $425,000, you have $75,000 that you can refurnish those floors. $75,000, and you can bring in new appliances. To me, it's a no-brainer. It just makes sense. And this is why I am so vehemently like, where's the union workers at? Where the union members at? Because they understand this. They understand it a little differently than, I don't want to say a civilian because they too are civilians, but they understand it differently than those that aren't in the union. And so when you're able to pull in your brother or your sister that's an electrician, that is a mason, that's a plumber, you're able to plug in these people in order to do a job, and you're getting amazing numbers for it. So you're able to do more work. If you don't like the color of the house is ugly. I don't like the color of the walls. Are you serious? Do a 203K. Paint the color of the walls. Like, there's no reason why you should you should not be talking yourself out of the house. Now, if there's major problems, and to me, major problems sometimes aren't even major. And so, for example, I had a client who purchased a property and the foundation was whack. It was like, my marble is rolling down. This is problematic. But we also had a contractor with us. We go into the basement. The contractor's like, oh, I can put a post up here. We can raise it up a centimeter every month. And 8 months later, my marble is not rolling. And guess how much it cost? It was a $7,000 fix. And guess how much they got off? Over $15,000, because nobody else wanted the house because they were too scared of the foundation, which rightfully so. Be mindful of the foundation, of the electric system, of the heating system, of the roof. But even if the roof is old and needs to be rebuilt, 3K that too. While not having to live in it, while not having to pay the mortgage for it, while not having to pay a HUD consultant, while not having to come out of pocket and pay the cash for the renovations that home needs. It's a no-brainer. It just makes sense. And so when I was in the market looking for my home, I was in New Bedford. I was in Fall River. I was willing to take that 90-minute drive to find my 3-family, my 2-family, my 4-family that was to pieces, that was to trash, so that way I could go ahead and take my 203K. There was a house on Spring Street. I cried. I literally cried when I lost that one. This was after I purchased my home. I was looking for an investment property. It was a perfect 2-family, Spring Street. One of the things with a 203K is you can't take a 2-family and make it a 3-family, but you can take a 2-family, make it a 3-family with an au pair suite. And then after you're done with your 203K, petition the city, petition the town to make it an ADU. You put up a door, because, right, that was just additional space for one of the units. But if you put a door up, it's now a completely different unit. And with a 203K, you just created a 2-family out. You just created a 3-family out of a 2-family. Created additional income, and guess who didn't have to come out of pocket for that construction, while also not paying a mortgage while the house was being constructed? Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Because it just makes sense. If you're currently a homeowner and you're like, Tayla, the house is too small for me. I have grandbabies now. My daughter, son-in-law, this person, that person is pregnant. I got more kids coming in. I need more space. You know, what options do you have? I don't want to come out here and have to pay this 7-8% interest rate. I'm scared. I'm going to sell my house and not find something else that makes sense for me. One of the things that a lot of people don't understand is when you sell your home, you're not just asked out. When you sell your home, you make it plain and you make it clear that I'm not selling this house until I find suitable housing. I'm not selling this house until I'm comfortable knowing that my situation is going to be taken care of, that I'm not going to be houseless, homeless, out here having to live with a family member. And so you can say subject to seller finding suitable housing. That means the buyer has to wait for you. And while you do that comfortably, securely, because this house is too little, or it's not configured the way that I need it, or we need more space, or now that I have grandbabies, I don't want to be in the city. I want to be in the suburbs, and I want them to have room to be able to run around and play. Okay, let's put the house on the market, subject to seller finding suitable housing, and let's go find your dream home. Let's go find the home that we're going to use a 203K on and configure it to whatever your needs are. It just, for me, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And then for all those that are concerned with the current interest rate, marry the house, date the rate, because the rate changes. all of the time. When my parents purchased their house, and this is a hill that I will die on. When my parents purchased a house, their interest rate was 16%. They refinanced when the rate decreased, they refinanced. When it went down to 8%, they refinanced. When it went down to 5%, they refinanced. And when we saw this amazing 2.75, they refinanced. I can guarantee they probably won't refinance again. I don't know when we're going to see another 2 point anything. But date the rate. Marry the house. And so I hope I answered all of your questions in regards to a 203K. I think it is the best loan product for anyone looking for like their dream home. And even if it's your first home, even if it's a multi-family, let's say for instance, this is my favorite analogy. Let's say for instance, you need a 4-bedroom and all of these like multi-families have like 333, 321, 222, 24, like, and it's like, I need a 4-bedroom. And it's difficult for me to find this 4-bedroom. So we go ahead and we find you one of the 333s that has a double parlor, because back in the day they had the living room, dining room, and like the room that nobody can go into. And so make that room that nobody goes into, make that one a bedroom. And so now your 3-bedroom is currently a 4-bedroom, and you still have the living room or the parlor attached. And so just some things for you to think about, just some things for you to consider. And for all of my elders that may or may not be listening, or my young people who have elders in their life, there is an amazing product that we will discuss next week called a 1031 exchange. And so for those that have a property that are currently like debating whether or not they're going to sell but don't know what their next move is, a 1031 exchange allows you to sell that house, purchase something of equal or greater value, and be able to push off or postpone the taxes that you would have paid on that sale. And so when we talk about generational wealth is not only about understanding how important homeownership is and generational homeownership, but also the keys and tools that the wealthy use in order to keep their money. Okay? And so tax preparation is a real thing. If you need help, Whitney got you, and I will connect you with Whitney, because tax prep is important and it prepares you and the next generation to understand all of these tax codes. And the wealthy truly do not pay taxes because they have a professional who understands tax codes and to use the codes to their benefit. And so tailor-made real estate easy. I hope I broke down what a 203K is for you. Recap, a 203K is an FHA loan product. It's very similar to a typical FHA. The only difference is you're pre-approved for $1 million. You find a house for $600,000. You have $400,000 to renovate that home to how you see fit. The new rules coming out on November 4th allow you to do a 203K simple up to $75,000. Currently, it's up to $35,000. It allows you to roll in your mortgage payment so you're not making any mortgage payments while you are constructing the home. With a 203K simple, up to $35,000, which will then be $75,000. Right now, you have 6 months to complete that project. November 4th, you will have 9 months to complete that project. You do not, for the 203K standard, which is upwards to $1 million, you do not have to pay your mortgage up to 12 months. You do not have to live in the home while you are constructing it. You do not have to pay your HUD consultant. It can be rolled into the mortgage that you will start paying after the home is finished constructing. And it's just an amazing way for you to be able to build your dream home while still having the old school foundations of housing. And so if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre.com. Please book your consultation today so I can answer any questions that you may have, because it looks like there are none in the chat. And I want to make sure that you have all the information so you can make informed decisions about your future and the future of the ones that you love. Thank you, and I hope you have an amazing day.